Alrighty, mic check, mic check. Go ahead and get on in here. Howdy y'all, my name is Wes, and I am here playing Kyra Vast here on Balmung. So, not a whole lot going on today. We unfortunately were not able to get our T group together last night, so no stream for the foreseeable future. We're having some trouble trying to get like a core group. We always seem to be missing at least like one or two people every run, so we are trying to find some people that can make it fairly regularly. I don't know if it's just the time frame involved or the fact that we're doing it blind, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but yeah, it's just a matter of trying to get some people together and have a good time in the game. But if you are on Crystal and are interested in running T, we are going to be trying to recruit for that last DPS position. We're not going to be like going over your logs or anything like that. It's a pretty chill group. We try and keep it as simple as possible. But yeah, so a lot of stuff to kind of go over. We did, of course, have the live letter the other day. I did the live reaction to most of the big news for that. But I did want to take a little bit of time today and kind of go over a couple of things that I've had a couple days to kind of sit on. Obviously, with the delay, understandably, quite a few are upset because it's hard to get paid time off changed and whatnot, and I think that is completely understandable and reasonable. Overall, I think it'll be a good thing for the game. If I said it multiple times in my reaction, but if he doesn't think that it's ready, then it'll be better to have a polished product, and the fact that they're willing to do that to make sure that we get the best experience we can, I think is a good thing. But obviously, it's kind of thrown off some schedules and whatnot. So, as long as people aren't getting like super angry about it, I've seen, a couple of, well, really just one, the WoW streamer coming over that is giving up, that was giving up time for his girlfriend to raid. Like, come on, man. That's really the only like truly angry response that I've seen. Most people, I think, are just kind of frustrated and upset, and I think that's perfectly understandable. But I did want to kind of go over a couple of things that I've had a couple days to sleep on. Got a little bit of writing done. It's Final Fantasy related. Hopefully have that up soon. But I did want to kind of break down the Endwalker launch trailer. My live reaction, it was still just kind of processing everything. Obviously, everything was in Japanese, so didn't really get to understand the voices and all of that. So a lot of stuff to kind of go over, and I figured we'd go ahead and start the stream before I start leveling up and all of that on my machinist. Go ahead and do a breakdown of that. Now, obviously, there's going to be spoilers and whatnot, so if you haven't seen the launch trailer, if it's not something you're interested in seeing quite yet, this is your warning. Please go do something else. We'll be back to leveling machinist here in just a little bit. So let me adjust everything here and get our a little thing up here. Yeah. So I'll be starting and stopping this. So I really kind of want to break down the trailer and give some of my thoughts on it and see what's going to happen here. A lot of it's a pretty big mystery up to this point, but I think there's a couple of hints. Obviously, there's quite a few places that could be, kind of baiting us in one direction and could go a completely other way. That's something they've done just about every launch trailer so far. But let's go ahead and get on in here and kind of break it down a little bit here. And of course, the music just right off the bat.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown.
Yeah. See, I didn't realize that was Emmett the first time that I watched it, and yeah, I think it's interesting that he's going to be our narrator. I'm excited to have him back, at least in some form.
Have a safe
So obviously I think this is us leaving for old Charlayan and making our journey there.
That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end.
Okay, so obviously we had Razathan there and all of the first beasts coming out. So I think at this point it's pretty clear to say that, you know, whatever had awakened the first beasts is going to be coming back in the source. That's pretty clearly what Fandaniel and Xenos are kind of aiming for right now. Trying to awaken whatever it was that was making that, you know, primordial calling that was referenced in Amarat. So, you know, those flying things, everyone I've seen on reaction going, whoa, what is that? And I think I did that during the launch trailer too. You know, if you go back and play Amarat the dungeon, those are the flying tentacly dudes that are in the final stretch. So yeah, a lot of first beasts coming back.
Every step of your descent.
Adjust the volume a little bit here.
That's where souls and stars rest. Find your truth.
Winds towards the final days, and of course referencing again, the final days are back upon us. Obviously Garlemald and the Tower of Zot.
Not out here in the wind.
So I've seen a lot of people just kind of reacting to this scene, not necessarily saying anything of it, but I think that this is something very, very important, not just story-wise, but cinematography-wise. You know, Yoship had kind of referenced this quite a bit earlier, and, you know, saying that the Master QA, he was spending so much time worried about the story and the cutscenes. You know, it seems like every expansion, they've really ramped up the scale and the quality of their storytelling, and in particular, really the cinematography in the game. You know, this is one of those scenes that really stood out to me, not just for the implication of what's going to happen to Alphinaud and Alizé, but just how much farther they've come along. At this point, like, Endwalker does not, to me, feel like the completion of a video game. It really feels like we're watching the end of a movie that we've been watching for 8 years at this point. You know, even just the animations of her crawling on over was is something that we've never really seen before. I mean, I think that's a pretty significant jump up. I think now that they're away from a lot of the PlayStation limitations and more gearing themselves for the PS5 and late PS4, we're going to see a pretty big jump in quality. There was already a pretty big jump in Shadowbringers with some of the stuff they were doing with the camera and some of the filters they were using during movement. But I mean, this scene in particular really does make it feel like a movie rather than just a video game. And I think that's really what I'm looking forward to as much as anything, seeing how far they've come along on it. So yeah, pretty excited for it.
The cold. That blue will be your guide.
Obviously the net, I think that's pretty clear at this point. The voice of Hydaelyn, the heart of Hydaelyn, I mean.
Darkness, seek joy.
Vegas Sisters, yeah. Tower of Zot. Now this is new. We hadn't really seen too much of that dungeon before. Of course, Anima. Now, Anima, I think, is going to be really interesting. So we've had so many questions as far as what is going to happen, as far as, you know, how are the first beasts coming back? What was the creature that had, you know, originally called to everyone? Obviously, I think this is pretty clearly going to be a trial. I think this sequence right here is going to end up being an active time maneuver. I think that's pretty obvious at this point. You know, when it comes to the creature that made the initial keening, as they called it, you know, I know a lot of people, myself included, are like, hey, let us fight Lavos. That would be pretty cool. And, you know, after the reveal of the islands that look incredibly like Zeal, a lot of people are kind of wondering if they might bring Chrono Trigger back. You know, I think that's kind of wishful thinking. I would love it if it does end up being the curveball that they throw at us. Realistically, I don't think that's what's going to happen. So it kind of got me thinking, just looking at everything that's going around with the art design and everything of the background here. I'm kind of wondering, like, what if Anima is the one that was originally making the call to create the first piece? I mean, it kind of fits a little bit with what I remember from Final Fantasy X. It's been a long time since I played it, but it does kind of fit. The art design and the style here fits along with what was going on in some of the other areas that we're going to see a little bit later, as well as the opening of the Pandemonium raid. I think, you know, if you look around here, this could very much be something that's maybe being hidden underneath Charlian. This could be their secret. You know, I mentioned, I think maybe during the live letter, maybe it was just in Discord, but I kind of wonder if Labyrinthos, the underground area that they keep showing off, might not be where they're excavating Anima or whatever happens to be falling to the first beast. So I think Anima might have a pretty significant part to play in this expansion. It really would not surprise me whatsoever if she was being, you know, chained underneath it as being the original caller of the beast. So we'll see.
Come, let me relieve you of your burden. You've
Or
suffered
Zim
enough.
references. Looks great.
Burns. The final days are truly upon us.
Or the first beast. Now, I thought this was interesting too. You know, it's more just like a callback, but that's obviously Funbaba from Final Fantasy VI after the World of Ruin, and you have to recruit Terra. Funbaba, I don't know if this is just going to be like, you know, solo duty or something like that, but I thought this was a great little reference of just kind of showing the scale of destruction that's going around, since, you know, if you played 6, Funbaba only shows up in the World of Ruin after everything's basically decimated. It was originally supposed to be an incredibly hard boss. You weren't originally supposed to beat it until you've done a little bit more and then recruited Terra and then have her abilities come through. He basically one-shots the party. So we'll see what happens with Funbaba running around, but I think that's a nice little reference just to kind of show the scale of the destruction that's going on down in Razathan right now.
Bereft of hope, and now dignity. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared.
You know, I think, you know, just judging by the hairstyle, that might have been Nero. But we don't know for sure. It's been a long time since I've heard his voice actor. I don't even know if he's had a voice actor since ARR. So yeah, that should be pretty interesting. And it could not be Nero. I'm just, you know, it's hard to tell just judging by the hairstyle, but I think that's kind of the given. Nice place to stop there.
I won't lose them. Not a one.
But are we truly so powerless that our only choice is to flee?
Now, the blue-haired guy is going to be pretty interesting. You know, I've heard a couple of rumors going around. Could be a new character. Could be one of the it could be one of the clones of Solus that now has to figure out how to be their own person. I think that could be an interesting story. Whoever it is obviously going to be pretty important because they're shown here a couple of different times. You know, I don't think they would do that if this new character wasn't going to be pretty significant to our journey. I do think it is interesting, the parallels between having the blue-haired character and Emmett doing the narration. So we'll just have to see how that comes up.
We've come too far to back down.
I love the design of the first beast too. A lot of people commenting how the Amaradines don't have masks. Yeah. And of course, us on the throne. This is an interesting part, looking pretty defeated. You know, in pretty much any kind of storytelling, especially when you're talking about the hero's journey, there's always a point where essentially the hero has lost everything, and that's kind of their lowest point. You know, there's always going to be ebbs and flows as the you know, stakes build and, you know, resolve and build again, and it just kind of keeps rising like a ladder, right? So I think this is at the point where our hero is at their lowest. We've lost everything. I'm kind of curious what that is going to entail. And of course, Xeno's kind of clouding himself over us. Yeah. So obviously I think this is pretty much a point of dejection, or it could be us doing a feint. You know, that's another possibility too. Maybe we have actually won, and at this point, you know, maybe the cost was too great or something like that. But that's also another possibility. We won, we're sitting on the throne, and now it's just kind of taunting Xenos to come to us. I don't think we would have our head bowed, but you know, who knows? New zone, of course. It's either a new zone or a new dungeon, but very interesting. New boss we haven't seen yet. Looks like it could be from Pandemonium. I do love the flashbacks and just the build in the theme. I do think it is interesting that it transitions to the old Charlayan theme here.
There must be a way
Convocation, yeah.
to the way they were.
Now this, everyone's saying Zodiark, Zodiark, Zodiark. I don't necessarily think it's Zodiark. It could be, but when you look at the design, and someone had mentioned this in one of my discords too, but it looks like Necros from Final Fantasy IX. I mean, the design and just about everything about it looks a lot like Necros. Supposedly there was a leak from the Square offices that had a picture of Necros on the walls. So it could be possible that that is Fandaniel. Fandaniel could be Necros. But yeah, I mean, it could be Zodiark. They could just be trying to do a callback in the design. That's something that they've done fairly often. Zodiark, of course, has been a long time character in Final Fantasy as well, but it'll be interesting to see what this is leading up to as far as like the final fight goes. And you know what Fandaniel's saying here is also pretty interesting, because it sounds like he wants the rejoining just like the Unsundered did. So yeah, I think Zeppela had mentioned this as well, but you know, are they doing a bait and switch with Fandaniel? You know, I've had a lot of people discussing Xenos as a villain and Fandaniel as a villain and whatnot. You know, Fandaniel is really the main villain. You know, a lot of people don't like Xenos. They think he's too campy or you know, just kind of too one note. You know, Xenos, and this is fairly common in a lot of different kind of storytellings where you've got kind of an A plot and a B plot kind of going at the same time, right? You know, the way that a villain is portrayed is not necessarily, you know, where their themes and motifs come from, right? So Xenos is portrayed as just a very deadly, intimidating villain. So naturally, people would necessarily think that, you know, oh, he's the serious villain, and Fandaniel's the old crazy one like the Joker, right? But that when you look at the themes and when you look at, you know, the actual plot progression, that's not necessarily the case. Like Xenos, I love Xenos because even though he's portrayed very seriously and campy and whatnot, and he's obviously going to have a very big role in whatever is going to happen, Xenos is really the campy villain. You know, that's why he's so one note. There's not a whole lot of progression that happens with Xenos. Even changing jobs and whatnot, I don't anticipate that his mindset or his motivations are going to change all, right? Fandaniel, however, I think is really the serious one, the one that where a lot of the themes and a lot of the story progression is going to come from. So even though he is portrayed almost as like a Kefka-esque villain, he's really where the story is centered around. He's the serious motivation for the story. So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting to see his motivations and see what exactly his plan is coming through the course of Endwalker. And why I like them both, you know, despite their outward presentations, when you dig into their motivations and you dig into their progression themes, and you kind of see, you know, where they actually fall on that scale of campy to serious. I think they're a lot more interesting than people kind of give them credit for. You know, Xenos, you can't really take it at face value, or I should say you can take it face value. You know, he's supposed to be kind of the 101. But Fandaniel, whatever Fandaniel's doing is obviously pretty interesting and has a lot of implications here. But yeah, as far as the final fight, you know, we'll see if this ends up being Zodiark and Necros. You know, just the scale of everything and the fact that we've got the Amaranthines around us could be the summoning of Zodiark. But you know, we'll have to see. I think it is an interesting callback to FF9 though, as far as the design goes.
To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
It will
I think this is also really cool too. Sorry for stopping a whole lot, but obviously, I did the reaction earlier. This I really want to break it down. The Ascians, as their masks come up, I think it's interesting because I don't feel like they're against us anymore. Like, they're looking around, they're looking to us, we're looking up at them, and then immediately it goes into the summoning of, the Grahatia had placed for us. We're summoning through the heart of Azem, our fellow warriors of light, immediately after that scene. I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see play out. Like, it really does feel like whatever troubles the Ascians had with us before, it feels to me like they are no longer against us. Whatever Fandaniel is playing at, like, they're no longer for it. We have destroyed almost all of the Unsundered. They're no longer tempered at this point. Emmett Selk is narrating at the beginning with us, like, he considers himself, one of our friends now. So I think that it is interesting that it looks as though the Warrior of Light is now the one carrying the torch for the Ascians. I really, whenever I first saw this and looking back at it now, I really do not feel like the masks coming up around us were against us at all. I don't get that feeling just from the way the trailer and the music is playing out. It really does feel like we're carrying their torches. So we'll see what happens there.
A world free of sorrow.
Of course, Fortuno obviously knows something going on.
Curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Yeah, Daddy Levio knows something and could be tempered himself. We'll see. And then, of course, the stinger that has everyone super worried. It could be bait. I think there was a launch trailer, was it for Heaven's Word, that shows
From the bottom of my heart, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today.
But yeah, I think it was let me go ahead and turn that off. Yeah, I think it was the Heaven's Word trailer that had Sid getting shot, and everyone was super worried about it. So I mean, they're known for bait and switching in the stingers of their launch trailers. So we'll have to see what happens there. I don't think all of the Scions are going to make it, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be Alpha. No, a lot of people are worried about Y'shtola. I don't necessarily think Y'shtola is going to go away. Part of me is worried because we know that she is dying every time that she her Aether Sight. So that's obviously pretty significant, but just from a practical standpoint, and this is part me just having written about the industry for so long, I don't think the PR department would let them get rid of Y'shtola. I mean, they just got done making $1,000 doll of her. She's essentially the mascot for FF14. I just don't think from a practical marketing standpoint they would let her go. But who knows? Final Fantasy games are known for bittersweet endings sometimes, so it is entirely possible she could be one. I wouldn't be surprised if Urianger and Thancred are going to be gone. I don't necessarily think all of the Scions will die per se, but their stories are told. Urianger and Thancred, I feel like their stories are, they really ended with Endwalker. Whatever happens, it's entirely possible that they could go back to the first and hang out with Reen. I think of all of the Scions whose stories are mostly told, I think it would be them. Graha's too new. I don't think Graha would necessarily be going away, but obviously with Jonathan Bailey's work with Bridgerton, I mean, he's probably the biggest voice actor in the cast at this point. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe they have to find a way to get rid of Graha, just again from a practical standpoint, that he is now too big of an actor to really be able to afford, or just simply doesn't have the time. I mean, he's in the middle of filming season 2 of Bridgerton right now, and he's the main character, so trying to fit that in and do Endwalker, I don't know how in the world he was able to do it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Graha is kind of, tampered down in terms of involvement. But yeah, I think of all the Scions, I think Urianger and Thancred are the most likely to leave, but you know, it's possible they'll keep everyone around and they just won't have as big of a role with us as friends as they did before. Could be a case where, you know, they come back every now and then be like, hey, you know, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while, but you know, we might have to find a new party of adventurers, you know. If the Scions are no longer needed, then you know, it's time to move on to other things. Now, as far as where we could go afterwards, you know, there's a lot of potential. You know, there's still a whole other continent we haven't visited that, you know, that's, you know, the old world that originally settled Eorzea. I think that was like the homeland of the Rose and whatnot. So that's some potential there. I'm going to hop into leveling duty roulette there. It could be possible that the rejoining actually goes through, but not in the way that the Ascians thought. So, I mean, that's another possibility. And the world that we come through post-Endwalker is completely different. Who knows? You know, with the island sanctuaries and everything coming back, you know, they said that they wouldn't mind kind of toning down the stakes post-Endwalker. I mean, it took them, what, 5 expansions to build up to this point. So, yeah, whatever they're going to be doing next, I don't think is necessarily going to be like as super hard hitting. I don't necessarily think we're going to have like a mass rejoining. Time skip again, maybe. You know, that's always a good fallback. But I think whatever happens post Endwalker isn't necessarily going to be all that world shattering, because we're going to have island sanctuaries. It's supposed to be chill. It's the start of a new adventure. I think if they did do something like the rejoining actually going through, the stakes would just be way too high. It'd be way too different to really start a new story from there. I mean, that's pretty massive. But you know, we'll just have to come and take it as it comes, see what happens. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, a lot that we can still explore here on the source, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so we got 11 minutes here. So yeah, that's my breakdown of the Endwalker trailer. That's just kind of my general thoughts. Watching through the trailer this time and slowing it down a little bit. We'll have to see next month what happens. But I am super excited. You know, I broke down laughing at the end of my reaction video, and not because I was seeing something funny. I had nothing else to say. I was absolutely losing my mind watching that trailer and the music transition. Like, the only thing I could do was just break down laughing, just because it was so awesome. So yeah, needless to say, I'm pretty excited about it, and excited to bring Endwalker to everyone. You know, I'll be streaming it pretty much nonstop. You know, everyone's going to be streaming it, and a lot of people are going to be playing it, so we'll have to see how that goes as far as, you know, who's actually going to watch. I don't think it'll be too bad, but mostly I want to stream it just so we have it for archival purposes. You know, if you want to come back a month after you finish and watch some reactions, we'll have a chance to do it. I was really sad that I did not get to stream Shadowbringers, because I had not had my internet set up and everything to do that yet, and I really regret not having all of that in my VODs. Just seeing Shadowbringers for the first time, I'd wish I'd been able to capture that. So this time we're gonna do it. This time I've got everything set up to capture Endwalker, so I will be streaming it pretty much nonstop from the time that it launches. You know, I'm like less than 1,000 away. I'm gonna go see if I can just go like pop a couple dudes and level up before I get into this zone. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. Machinist, I mean. This is one of those classes that I don't know why I've just been holding off on it so long. It's just other stuff that I wanted to level or whatever, and just never got around to it. But now that I'm actually playing it, it might actually be one of my favorite jobs. I am absolutely loving it so far, like to the point that I might actually play this instead of Red Mage. I never thought I would ever say that in my life, but here we are. I really do like it. We'll have to see how it plays at 80. But I do really like Machinist so far. I have to see how it goes. I mean, obviously Red Mage is like my bread and butter. That's my best class. I'd like to think I'm pretty good at it. We'll have to see how I can handle the level 80 mech rotation, but yeah, I do really like it. Obviously, I'm only level 41. Things are going to change quite a bit as we go around. Let's see here. I wonder if I can let's go do a fate real quick. I'm just trying to get as much experience as I can. You know, trying to level everything to 80 before Endwalker is a pretty tall order. I haven't even started Marauder yet, so we've got a ways to go. What was I gonna say? Let's see here. Yeah, so I finished Dragoon to 80. I did boost Dragoon with it being on sale. I've already got like 5 Dragoons at level 80, and for some reason just never did it on my main, so that kinda, I don't know why. Oh, that's right. Just to tell you how bad I am about like completing things in this game, I only just now learned, like this past week, that your Chocobo could go up to level 20, and that's what the Thavnarian onions are for. I only just learned that. I had no idea. I thought 10 was the cap. Been playing this game for 7 years and just now learned it, so go figure. I guess it's just because like it reaches a point where you don't really need your Chocobo out all that much, so I just never really paid attention to it. But yeah, so your Chocobo can go to level 20. So I've gotta make sure to have Taylor Swift out here a little bit more often. Get that leveled up. Yeah, I'm definitely the kind of player that once I've achieved something, I just kind of forget about it for a while. I don't know why. I should really branch out and try new games. There's still a whole lot of gates in the Golden Saucer that I haven't played yet. But yeah, so once you reach level 10, just pop on those Thav onions, and yeah, your Chocobo can go up to level 20. I don't remember where I read that. I think it was maybe in like one of Preach's streams or something like that. Someone mentioned it. There we go. If I can get this done, I got 6 minutes. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. I know I'm not using most of my most of the stuff I should be using. I guess I should go ahead and put out my rook. You know, I'm just I'm taking it chill. I don't use a lot of my big cooldowns whenever I'm just like casually leveling or on trash or something. We were having this discussion in Discord the other day about red mage rotations and like when to use Moulinet and all that. To be honest, I don't really ever use it. I like having all of my mana up for bosses. You know, maybe it's, I don't know about what's min-maxing peak efficiency or anything like that. I'm not super worried about it. I have a pink Parson Amarok for speed right now, so I'm not particularly worried about my performance, but I don't usually use Moulinet and whatnot in trash. I'd rather just keep all of that mana up for bosses. If I end up using it all on trash, then I usually don't have 80 mana by the time a boss comes around. But yeah, I guess technically it might be faster if you use it on trash just to get through it, speed-wise. But like I never use like Embolden or my melee combo or anything like that on trash. I'm just lazy about it. Like I said, I'm not worried about max efficiency or whatever trying to go through a dungeon. It's trash. Who cares about that? Same thing here. You'll probably notice that while I'm leveling mech, I really don't use my rook and my overheat all that much on just like general mobs. Like I said, I just rather save it for a boss. That's what everyone's paying attention to the most. I had a coffee, yeah. Sad, no. Already had 2 cups. I still want more. I'll drink some water. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, what's the count? Ugh. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how like rotations and stuff change too. I know, I'm not in the balance or anything like that, but I've heard from Discords and whatnot that they've started putting together some guides based on like the tooltips and stuff that they released during the media tour. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. I don't think Red Mage will change all that much. Mech doesn't look like it's changing all that much. It's really just like, you know, the big principal changes that we saw with Summoner, Monk. You know, those kind of classes that are really getting the big changes. We'll see how that goes. I am excited about having more AoE though. Pretty much everything Red Mage does now is like AoE. So that'll be fun. Fun for Trash. I'm excited about the modification change, being able to start with that right off the bat. Alright, man, it's long. I figured there'd be more people doing it with it being reset just a little bit ago. But yeah, I'm hoping, let's see where I'm at. You know, Samurai's another one that I played a little bit of and completely forgot about. So, I might play that next. I need to finish Ninja. I like Ninja. I was having fun leveling it and then I got distracted. But yeah, I think maybe Gladiator will be my next, just because that's going to be the box class for Endwalker. I feel like I should at least have a decent, you know, Paladin glam before that time comes. I am gonna have to try and figure out a good Mech glam. All of my aiming stuff is based around my Bard. I don't know if it's gonna quite fit a gunslinger. It's very much a Bard glam. See if I can get here. Oh, I can't show you. I get back to my private estate. Yeah, they're very much like an archer glam. They're not really going to work all that well with machinist. Yeah, you've got it in here. Yeah, yeah. So that's like my main Bard glam right there. I had a couple out and about. I had one with Series bow that was kind of nice. I think I was using this with Series bow. I'm pretty happy with that Dark Knight glam. I feel like that's pretty cool. Glows red whenever you draw it. Yeah, I need a good machinist glam. Most of mine are like jokey glams. I might take up one of these slots and make like a nice gunslinger glam sometime. My casual is my casual comfy glam when it's RP time, heading to someone's home. Here we go. Like, I like this glam. I mean, I like the Y'shtola modish attire, but it's all you know, pretty much a singular glam. I feel like that's cheating a bit. Not as singular as I thought. You got 2 pieces and then 2B and boots. I mean, I guess it's more varied than I originally expected, but yeah, I don't know. I don't usually use too many of the Mog Station glams for my actual stuff. I like kind of creating my own. Alright, what do we got? Oh. Waited all that time hoping to get a lot of XP and no luck. I guess it's because I just hit 40. That could be why. It like just opened up for me. That kind of sucks. I was really hoping for some good experience. That's all right. Easy mode, easy life. I might hop in some dungeons, see what my highest level dungeon is. It was Cutter's Cry, and I love Cutter's Cry because it's so easy. Quick, simple. Not a bad one for leveling. Okay, I'll wait to use that for next time it comes down. Yeah, if it ends up being like Dusk Vigil, I think my next one on the list was Dusk Vigil. A lot of XP, but man, I hate running that thing. We'll just have to wait and see. I always get it mixed up with the Extreme. Wait for the heart to come out. There we go. I changed my keybind, so I keep pressing the wrong thing for that. I should probably change it back. There you go. Ah, just missed it. There you go. Now I'm in the right spot. There we go. I did it again. Yeah, I'm gonna change that back. I had it as control and then my middle mouse click. There you go. That is currently control and then my my back mouse side button. My key bindings are all kinds of wild. I've got my scroll wheel bound through the razor wrap and got my 2 DPI buttons bound. It's a it's something that I don't really discuss too much, just because again it's so reliant on having having mouse software, you know. Yeah. Always calm. Yeah, I mentioned it in my Discord the other night, and they were like, "What the hell is with your binds?" We were showing off our hotbars, and like, insert and delete. What the hell's going on? But yeah, all of this stuff is bound to my mouse. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everything else is a mouse binding. So you've got forward mouse side button, middle mouse click, back mouse side button, shift forward mouse, shift middle click, shift back, shift scroll wheel up, shift scroll wheel down, and basically alt and control bindings for all of those. And insert and delete are my DPI buttons. So I don't have, thankfully my mouse doesn't go haywire trying to click those. Yeah, trying to explain that to someone. That's why anytime I do any of my like instructional videos about Red Mage or anything like that, I'm like, don't pay attention to my key bindings. Like, I'm not going to go over any of this. It's too specific to what I in particular am trying to do. Like, there's just no way. I guess I can do frontline. See what the queue is. If it's less than 15, we'll do frontline. That's always really nice, quick and easy XP. And it's a lot of fun. I was playing it the other day and was like, man, frontline is actually like pretty good as a machinist. I was like actually having like a really good time playing it. Didn't die all that often unless I just was, you know, an idiot that went off on my own. Felt like I was doing some pretty decent damage for not having any clue what's going on. Yeah, we'll do a frontline. That should get me pretty close to 43 if it doesn't bump me up to 43 already. It was a lot more experience than I remembered. So yeah, if you're wondering how to level and you've been sleeping on it, do frontlines. Frontlines is a really nice experience. Takes 10 minutes or so. It's pretty fun. You know, PvP in this game, I mean, it's not like a focus of it. It's not hyper competitive like it is in other games, but it is a lot of fun when you hop in. I'm glad they're getting rid of the feast. I'm excited for the payload mode, to be honest. I'm curious what they meant about role restrictions being moved and all of that, but I think it'll be like a nice starter mode. You know, they've never done a payload map, and I know payload maps are very, very dependent on map design. I don't play enough FPSs to really be able to talk too much about it, but I am curious what payload fans are going to think of their map design and how it actually plays out in person. It looked pretty decent to me, but you know, I don't know much about it, and we don't really know how big the map is actually going to be until we get in there and see, you know, how big the crystals are in relation to our body scale. But I think it's interesting to have that mode in. I think it'll be fun. Just have to wait and see. Go see what's going on in old I finished my script for the role-playing video, so I have to wait for tonight and see if we've got any events going on. And just make some filler, you know, filler video, some stuff while I'm just talking about, like, hey, what is roleplay? And, you know, kind of explaining, oh, this is where you know, act like your character or whatever. There's really not a whole lot of footage that can go specifically with that other than, like, blowing up the chat screen, which isn't super interesting. So yeah, I just want to go in and try and get some filler footage for stuff like that. But I've got most of, like, the instructional stuff done, talking about, you know, the UI and card and that kind of thing. I think I just took a screenshot. My mic is, like, right in front of my my keyboard, so I can't see, like, any of my numpad. So yeah, I got most of that stuff done. Gonna start recording and editing it, maybe even tonight. We'll see. Recording it is the hard part. Not the video, the voice. It's just such a pain living next to a highway. I've got to do so many takes. I've got it. I feel like I've got it pretty close to where my microphone isn't going to be picking up the trucks going by. Like, I think I've got my noise gate set in a way that's fairly decent for that. But God, it's so annoying when, like, a really loud one or motorcycles go right on by and then I have to do a takeover again. I think when I did that, you know, history of Final Fantasy video, some of those takes I had to do, like, close to 20 times before I could actually get a clean one. So annoying. And it doesn't help that I have a Yeti, which is, like, super sensitive to begin with. So I need to get, like an actual, like, decent mic. These are nice for starters. If you guys are interested in streaming and starting up, the Yetis are nice, like, cost-effective ones. But, you know, I really want to get, like, a nice Shure mic, something that's, you know, a little bit more expensive, but, you know, isn't quite as sensitive or hard to navigate as the Yeti. This one's kind of a pain to adjust all of my settings for. Seems pretty busy tonight. A lot of stuff going on. Should have some good events coming up tonight. You know, it's still a little early in the day to try and do any recording, but tonight we should have Tuesday night, 30 to 40 events going on. A couple of them will be doubles, but you know, should be enough to get some recording done. So I'll go and do that tonight. Maybe have that up by this week. I know that I said that last week, but then Live Letter kind of threw everything off. I think we're all still kind of in shock about the delay, but you know, I hope Yoshi isn't beating himself up over it too much. I know how important it is to him, but you know, he puts that burden on himself, and I think takes it a lot heavier than he realizes. I think most of us are just making sure that, you know, we're just worried that they're not crunching too hard and that they're getting plenty of rest, and want to make sure that they're doing okay too. You know, that's something that Square's really good about. I was reading their end of year report the other day. I'm just trying to do, you know, a little bit of research and news related stuff. And one thing that really stuck out to me wasn't all of the numbers about revenue and all of that. It was at the end they put out a section that talks about paid family leave, and they had little charts to show all of that, and I thought that was really nice. It really does seem like, at least the Japanese side, I don't know about the English side over in LA, but it seems like at least on the Japanese side, they really do care about their team and making sure that everyone's getting rest. So I don't think that he would purposely put them into just absolutely crazy crunch unless it was necessarily. I think you know, I think he knows the community cares about the team as much as he does. So yeah, I think the 2-week response is also to make sure that they're getting enough rest too, to get their stuff done too. So yeah, it was kind of hard to see him crying about it on the stream, but you know, we're understanding for the most part. You know, obviously the frustration and stuff can be real with the paid time off and everything, and I completely understand that. But I think overall, you know, at least personally, once the trailer dropped, I completely forgot about the delay, to be completely honest. I mean, that trailer dropped and I was like, this is, you take as long as you need to. This is everything I've been waiting for. Okay. What is this one? This one is the control points. But we've also got the monolith stuff too. I don't remember most of these. That's the problem with doing front lines, is I haven't done them a whole lot. I only just started doing it beginning with Machinist because it's a lot of fun and I want to level it. I guess I should put my bike on here. I don't think the bike actually counts for the move speed in front lines, but we'll see. We've got enough here, so I will go down here. Like I said, I don't really know a whole lot about the in-game stuff for mech, so this is all gonna be new. We'll just have to take it as it comes. I know, like, this move, whatever it is, drill, is like the big one that I need to save my... Is it wildfire, or is it my big everything crits boost? I honestly can't remember. So I'm basically just pressing buttons. That's how I do front lines. I have genuinely no clue what the hell is going on. Okay, where's the team going? What even are we? I don't know. Oh wow, we killed him already, okay. There you go. Blank is the one I have to get close for. Right, I'm feeling it. I'm getting used to it, little by little. Where are we? I mean, should we go take this? Why not? Oh, nope. Go back this way. We're gonna get squeezed here. Go. I can capture him. There we go. Close enough. Problem is, we're so split right now. We're totally gonna get squeezed from behind there if we don't back up a bit. Go back to our base, wait for the monoliths to come up. Ah, so they were trying to do a side rat there. Okay. Go. Drill in there. Cool. Kept it. Nice. I think we're doing good. I think we're 100 up. I think that's us. Looks like it is. Oh. That's someone I actually have to kill. See how much I'm actually paying attention. Alright, what are we doing? Are we gonna go for another base? Are we gonna wait for the monoliths? How are we doing this? Probably brave, Sam. There you go. Nice, nice. Careful about the squeeze behind us. I think we're just waiting for, like, this monolith to come up. I think it's gonna be pretty close. What does this do? Okay. You can try. Oh, get out of here. Yeah, squeeze behind us. Yeah. Get behind us, dudes. Come on. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah. Yeah, I got too greedy. They got too greedy and got pinched. No way we were coming back from that. Now we have to see where the next one's going to come up. Oh yeah, I forgot we've got like invuln. Might be able to squeeze around and wait for the backup here, but I don't think so. Yeah, just hang out in our corner. All right. Oh god, I hate the tap targeting in front lines. It's so bad. Like, it's fine in the rest of the game once you have it set up, but man, it is bad in front lines. We're all fighting over this this center one. I don't know why. No. I feel like I'm doing all right. I don't know if I am for sure, but need to use drill more often. I think that's something that I've really got to get used to. Target the white mage. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit, the monolith is up. Completely whiffed on that. I did not even realize. Trying to fight groups, yeah. Yeah, we need to back up a bit. They could just kind of hold our little corner back here, you know? Really got to get used to using drill more. That's something that's gonna bite me in the ass later once I get closer to 80. Back up, back up. Yeah, I mean, we got plenty of room back here. Yeah, back it up and we can worry about our space back here. A couple turns, but they'll go down soon enough. Oh, nice, nice. How we're gonna handle this. Like, we have a decent lead just from holding the just from holding our spot and not completely ignoring the monoliths. Got the node. I don't know how we want to handle this, but let's go ahead and jump on in. Screw it. Everyone else is here. Why not? Nice, nice. Ooh, we got a really good amount from that. Take it. Back it up, back it up. Go. What do we want to do next? I feel like this is good. The last few times I've actually played on Maelstrom, we haven't done too well, but today and yesterday have been pretty good. I'm having a good time. Go. Trap him there. Toss barrel out. Okay, got pulled. Didn't even know you could do that in PvP. That's alright. We basically got this in the bag, barring anything disastrous. Like one more node over there, but I think our ticks should do it. Gotta be careful of yellow. If they take this one completely, that could be trouble. I'm gonna go down and try and get as much as I can off of it, but I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. It's gonna be rough. Even if they can just split it. Do we win? Do we win? Hey, nice. Very good. Good job. Claps. Man, I did awful. Wow. I didn't even crack top 10. Oof. Oof, I've got some stuff to learn. All right. All right, what do I want to do next? It did bump me up to 43. Man, that is a lot of experience. Don't sleep on front lines, kids. That is real nice. That was a level and a half. And oh, do I want to do Stone Vigil? I mean, I probably need the gear, if anything. Just, I don't know. I definitely don't want to do Zamail Darkhold a billion times. Aurum Veil isn't too bad. Aside from that first room, it goes pretty quickly. We'll see what the queue is. See what the queue is. See what's going on. Been seeing a lot more Perfect Legends popping up, which is nice to see. People getting in and doing their ults. Now's the time to do it. I don't know if you'd be able to get T done in a month unless you were just like really pushing it and watching a ton of guides, but you could probably do pretty quickly. You know, gotta watch your guides and whatnot, but it's doable if you've got a solid group. You're comfortable with how your group can handle mechanics. Our group, I don't think, even with the delay, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere close to done on T before Endwalker. My goal, if we can actually like get us up and running and get like a regular party going, I want to get through Brute Justice. If we can get through Brute Justice by Endwalker, I'll be pretty happy. That's still a ways away. And right now our biggest holdup, more than anything, is that we're missing too many days of raiding. It's just too hard. You know, we've had too many days where we're missing one DPS and no one wants to come in and fill through Party Finder, and so we're looking for one more DPS that can make it regularly. We've mostly been doing like Mondays and Wednesdays or Sundays and Wednesdays. We do need like a consistent schedule. I think that would help out. But yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I want to get Brute Justice done before. That is like my goal. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. It is lunchtime. I said about an hour and a half, right? I'm just coming on in. I wanna take some time, get prepared for tonight, do some recording, and have some more content up for you guys that's roleplay related here in the next couple of days. So yeah, we'll go ahead and end it there. But thanks a ton for watching, and I'll have a clip of the breakdown from earlier as far as the you know, kind of talking about the launch trailer. But yeah, hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for watching. Make sure and subscribe if you guys want to see when I'm going live again, or want to catch some of my my other videos going up in the future. Hope you guys have a good what is it, Tuesday, and take care of yourselves out there. All right, take care. Bye.